G'day everybody. Tonight I'm going to do the first video of the second house that I'm getting. So this one's in town. I don't want to give away where it is because it's vulnerable to a population. Don't need people going around there. Don't need to draw attention to it. So you'll see I've blurred out a couple little bits and pieces where you can see the road and things like that. But anyway, so this one paid 75 grand. It was too much of a bargain to pass up. So I'm jumping on it, and you'll see that there's a lot of things wrong with it. I'm well aware of it, but it is in town. So it means it's only a 15-minute drive to the missus' work, and potentially, hopefully where I'll be working, about another 15-minute drive as well. So it's all location, location, location. The other place is our main residence for now, and this will just be somewhere to stay during the week. But we'll alternate as well, just to make both places lived in, and you know, we can we'll be putting most of the effort into the first house, which is out of town, an hour out of town for those who don't know, and this one here, we can chip away. If we've got time after work and we're not too tired, we can just chip away and do little things. Who knows whether we can get a cheap caravan, whether we just use the bathroom, the kitchen and the toilet from this place and have a caravan. You know, there's a lot of things, but we will discuss these later. So what this place does have, it's 1,521 square meters, 1,500, so it's over a quarter of an acre, and the two combined properties have a combined size of 4,048 square meters, which is just over 1 acre in total. Two separate titles, an hour apart from each other. Both have houses on there. Both have town water, both have flushable toilets, showers that work, and kitchen sinks that work. The one in town has no power at all hooked up, so it's going to be totally off grid. The other place has everything hooked up, power, solar, etc., etc. So we have in total, apart from the normal sort of just shady trees, fruit trees wise, we have one lemon tree out of town, and then we have 4 very large mango trees in town, as well as a macadamia tree in town. So yeah, so that gives us a decent little bit of land to grow stuff and have some veggies and fruit and things like that, you know. So anyway, enjoy, have a look at this place. It's basically condemned, but I'm not going to give up on it that quick. Not to say that I'm going to resurrect it and make this a rebuilder, but what I'm going to do is play with what I've got there. I just want to make it structurally sound, over-engineer it so it ain't going to fall down. It's not going to blow apart in storms. It's lasted this long, amazingly, since we just had a cyclone that just went down the coast recently. I believe it's probably protected from those big trees that surround it. And I've always wanted to experiment with straw bales, cob, straw, natural building materials. So what I'm thinking of potentially doing is once I've got everything secured and structurally it's sound, that's what I'll work on first. Then maybe I would like to keep the rear third of the house where all the plumbing is, bathroom, toilet and kitchen. I would like to clean that place up as much as we can, section it off, fix up the windows, have it all sealed, and then I'd like to use some mud slip or light straw straw slip, whatever you call it, where you mix the mud and the straw and pound it and compact it in between the two walls, so you'll still have the framing of the studs, etc., with form on both sides, and you compact it in there, build it up to the ceiling, and then do that the whole way around. Then put the sheeting on the wall, or we may even just use a natural clay lime wash or render, like an earthen render inside it for insulate. And the whole idea about the straw is insulation. We're in a tropical Queensland, so insulation is going to be more important than thermal mass. So we just want to insulate it. We'll run sarking, that's the aluminium type paper insulator that goes against the tin on the outside. Once we've got all the walls on the inside done and the windows are all sorted, we'll rip all the crap off the outside of it. We'll get some nice new colour bond. We'll put it up and make it respectable from the outside. Don't want to spend overly too much money. But this is where nothing's certain, nothing's in concrete. These are just ideas that I'm floating at the moment. If I get a caravan and spend I'm going to have to spend at least about $20,000 plus on a caravan to park it there and to live there. Or I spend maybe that sort of money, but hopefully not even. Hopefully try and do it as cheap as we can, hence using straw. And I'll use straw bales to add extra columns, maybe straw bales, one in each corner, and then fill in one in the middle of all of those corners, and then maybe 2 straw bale columns in the middle of the house, just to give it that extra strength. And just so I can play with straw and earthen render and things like that, because I've always wanted to do it, knowing well and truly that I'll probably pull this house down in the next few years anyway, maybe 3-5 years. So again, just off the top of my head, this is just roughly where I'm sort of thinking. If I make the first house out of town livable, that's our main house. This one is, we stay a few nights during the week just to make our commute closer to work, instead of spending over 2 hours a day driving lots of kilometers on the cars, wear and tear, burning heaps of fuel, etc., and feeling fatigued after long, heavy days. Especially me being a construction worker, the missus does 10-hour days as well. So we don't really want to be throwing a 2-hour drive or more every day on top of a 10-hour working shift. So, and then after maybe 3 years, if the land value goes up on both places, we improve the first house. That means we'll have some equity on the land of both, plus the improved house out of town, plus the money that we save from basically paying no rent, just $150 a week on repayments for the first loan. We should be able to come up with a bit of money to then be able to build a proper house on the land in town, and that should see us out for our days. So, rough goal. Plus, at the same time, we're working on gardens, we're planting trees and things like that. So, hey, don't know, but don't know. We're just going with the flow. We'll go for a ride and we'll see where it ends up. So at least we've got some trees. We might be able to graft some different strains of mangoes onto the trees there. You know, we're just going to be able to have a play. You know, this is what I've always wanted, a little homestead. Instead, I'll have two mini homesteads. It's all fun. It's all fun. I'm nearly 50. I'm at the later stage of my life, so playing with fast cars and motorbikes and things like that with me mates, all that time's over. So it's time to sort of settle down, act my age, you know, and start playing in the garden and building stuff. I've never had my own land to build on. So here we go. Play with some straw, play with some mud, play with some wood, and play off grid. Do the finger to the system. See you guys.